WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Tommy Lopez. We have breaking news tonight. Investigators are trying to figure out what led to the deaths of two people found in a rural area of Clay County tonight. This is on Dixie Road, western Clay County, about a mile from the Webster County line. You're seeing the crime scene here. They're investigating it as a double homicide tonight. Sheriff Eddie Scott tells us they found two victims. Both of the victims have gunshot wounds. It's one man and one woman. They were found in a car. They've identified one of them, but we're not releasing the person's name until family is notified. The 911 call came in a little after 4 in the afternoon. It was for a suspicious vehicle. This is obviously an ongoing investigation. We talked to someone tonight who lives nearby, and the sheriff says he hasn't seen a double homicide in his 18-year career in law enforcement.
When something like this happens, it's not just one, it's two. We know it's sending shockwaves through the community, and that's the reason that I'm encouraging the community. You know, we don't want this happening in our community. If it does, we need to deal with it. So if anybody has any information, we're urging them, please contact Clay County Sheriff's Office or the Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers.
It's frightening because I've never heard of things like this happening so close to home, and we have like a lot of children here, and that makes us very nervous and scared for our children.
Other agencies are helping. The Sheriff's Department in Webster and Lee counties, as well as the State Crime Scene Unit, the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, and the West Point Fire Department. They're all helping, assisting in this investigation. We'll have the latest on this tomorrow morning on Sunrise. We switch now to our weather tonight. Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson is in. Keith, very cold tonight.
It is getting cold, Tommy, already down to 32 right now in Oxford, Mississippi. You can see across the board here, temperatures widespread 30s here at this hour, still at or above freezing, but as clouds clear out later tonight, we're looking at lows down into the mid to upper 20s, so that freeze warning remains in effect for the entire WCBI First Alert viewing area tonight. Sensitive plants will be damaged or killed tonight. Protect the plants, obviously, the pipes, bring in your pets. It's going to be a cold one tonight and still chilly tomorrow with a lot of sun. More in just a few minutes, Tommy.
Keith, thank you. There are some discussions of safety this week. It's after some rankings come out. 4 towns in our area have been ranked among the safest in the state of Mississippi. Oxford, West Point, Amory, and Starkville. They all made a top 25 list from the National Council for Home Safety and Security. Our Jory Talley spent the day in Amory talking to town leaders there about that distinction.
The safest city rankings are based on the uniformed crime reports that agencies send in to the FBI every month. Amory comes in at number 11 on the list with 342 crime incidents reported in 2016.
Total number of robberies was 3, and we had 113 assaults that were reported. 4 involved firearms, so we had 47 burglaries, and so a total of 174 larcenies, which includes shoplifting, any type theft at all.
Keeping crime down means bragging rights and possibly more dollars for the police department.
A lot of things are based on the crime report. It depends on where you're eligible to apply for certain grants through the government to receive grant monies. So the UCR report, you know, if your numbers are high in certain areas, then you may qualify above another agency based on the Uniform Crime Report numbers.
Over 7,000 residents call Amory, Mississippi home, and the new recognition is spreading excitement around town.
It's very exciting to know that Amory was named one of the safest towns, and also for me, now that I have a baby, I think it's good to know that, because I do see myself raising my kid here for the rest of my life, and to work also in a business here in Main Street. I think it's great for everyone to know that.
I mean, you still have to worry, but it's just a good feeling knowing that you don't have to, like, be scared to do something, because in the summer when my friends walk down Main Street or just walk around just because to hang out or do whatever, so it's a good feeling knowing that we're safe.
Police Chief Ronnie Bowen says aggressive patrols and officers getting out and doing their jobs are some of the many things that help keep a town safe.
Be alert and conscious of what's going on while you're on the job. So a lot of it goes to not only to the officers but to the public that's making us aware of things that's unusual in their neighborhood. You know, they're calling, so we're being proactive and not waiting to be reactive.
Jory, thank you. Oxford is number 5 on that list. The other towns follow. West Point, Starkville land and after Amory, I should say, at 10 and 12 on that list.
Right now in Columbus, 34 degrees. We're still overcast. Those clouds will break on up. We'll cool down tonight. It's chilly right now, but don't forget spring just a few days away officially. It starts Monday, and we will be much warmer Monday. We'll show you that in the 7-day after the break.
Your first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Let's go back 24 hours and show you this blizzard. Let's go back 12 hours from earlier this morning, show you this blizzard developing across New England, all that heavy snow. And this is what was occurring out there. Some spots 1 to 2 feet of snow, wind gusts up to about 70 miles per hour, whiteout conditions. That's the system responsible for drawing down all this cold air around here. You can see that big thing pulling away, but in its wake we have these northerly breezes, high pressure coming in from Canada. So this air we have right now originated in Canada. It's come all the way through the United States, now down to the deep south. And we've had a few snowflakes dancing in the air this evening, even earlier today. Those things are really falling apart. So obviously no issues there. A lot of cloud cover today. This is our Alpha Insurance time lapse in HD from downtown Tupelo. You can see all those clouds. Now these clouds will be thinning out tonight. If these clouds would stay around, it'd be great because we would not get too far below freezing. But right now we do expect those clouds to go away. And temperatures right now in Tupelo are at around 36 degrees. And once those clouds leave us, it looks like temperatures will do a free fall down into the mid to upper 20s by sunrise. So 34 to 36 here, Columbus and Tupelo still in the low 40s down to our southwest. And some colder air to our north will continue to funnel on in with those northerly breezes that are actually relaxing a little bit this evening. It's certainly good news with that wind chill in some locations in the upper 20s. So assuming the clouds go away tonight, and I think they will, look at these lows, mid 20s to around 30 degrees tonight. Widespread freeze potential here tonight and tomorrow night. So our forecast range tonight, 24 to 30, 25 to 32 tomorrow night. Bring in the plants, protect your pipes, and bring in your pets as well for tonight and tomorrow night. Now here's our Wednesday. We start out in the 20s, 40 by noon, 47 or so during the afternoon. Some spots could be a little bit warmer or cooler than that 47 degrees tomorrow. But even with all the sunshine, in mid-March, we will be about 20 degrees below the average. Hard to believe, but that just shows you how powerful this high pressure system is coming on in. Clear skies tomorrow, a few more high clouds for our Thursday, and then we really start to warm up ahead of that front Friday. Now this front will give us a chance for a few showers as we get into Friday night and Saturday, but check out this warming trend. Here's our 7-day. You can see 47 tomorrow, 27 tomorrow night, 53 Thursday, 69 Friday, St. Patrick's Day, 60s for the weekend, 70s, mid-70s early next week. There's your 7-day forecast. More of the news after the break.
You're watching WCBI News at 10 with Tommy Lopez.
Keith just told us about these freezing temperatures tonight and for the next couple of nights. They're raising concerns with a lot of the farmers in our area. These crops are in trouble. Many are already at the critical stage of their development, particularly some fruit trees. One orchard in North Mississippi is taking some extreme measures. It's an unusual potential solution to protect the plants. Our Quinton Smith is there in Pontotoc County tonight.
This orchard field here at Cherry Creek Orchards in Pontotoc is home to some of the state's freshest fruits. But with these cold temperatures that are expected to set in, some of these orchards might not survive. These pink orchards in this field at Cherry Creek Orchards are continuing to blossom. Some are in the early blossom stage, while others are in the budding stage. But with these low temperatures that are expected to set in, this could mean bad news for these orchards.
Right now they're in early bloom stage, which they've just come out of budding. And when they're in that stage, they can't handle too much low temperatures. It can get probably about 27, and then it starts getting really scary. After that, once it gets lower than that, we're looking at a lot of loss.
Amanda Stark is one of the owners at Cherry Creek Orchards. She says some of the orchards bloomed out earlier than she expected them to.
Right now, the peaches and the plums are what's in danger.
Stark says if temperatures continue to stay low and her orchards die out, it'll be a huge blow to her business.
It'd be a huge impact what has already bloomed. A lot of the earlier varieties, it would set us back going to the farmers markets, and we would not have near as much produce.
But she's determined not to let the orchards die out. Stark, along with other workers, reached out to community members, asking them to donate metal barrels so they can light them on fire to help provide the orchards with some type of heat during these cold and frigid temperatures.
We're going to set a bunch of fires around the orchard and see what happens. We're hoping to raise the temperatures throughout the orchard a little bit, you know, to keep the blooms from freezing off and the little baby peaches that have already started peeking through.
Now, workers say they've received a lot of support from the community. In one day alone, they've received over 100 of these barrels. For now, reporting in Pontotoc, Quentin Smith, WCBI News.
Quentin, thank you. And Stark says they plan to set those fires around midnight tonight. Coming up, more hoops talk as Ole Miss begins their run in the postseason. Highlights from the NIT next in sports.
Here's WCBI Sports with Robbie Donahoe.
Ole Miss's men may have not made the NCAA tournament, but they have a chance to make a pretty deep run in the National Invitational Tournament as they try to parlay that into a big-time season in 2017-2018. The Rebels are on the road tonight in New Jersey. Sebastian Saiz and Ole Miss taking on Monmouth in the first round of the NIT. Saiz was fantastic in this game. Another double-double, 23 points, 11 rebounds, his 21st double-double of the year. That's a new school record. Now, Rebels trailed for most of the first half. Here comes Terrence Davis flying into your screen with a follow-up slam right there. Rebels trailed 42-39 at the half. Second half, that's when Dre Burnett started to heat up. And when he gets an open look at the top of the key, more often than not, it's going to go in as he hit back-to-back trays in a span of about 20 seconds. Rebels led by 6 with 12 to play. They would finish it off late once again from three-point range. TD, Terrence Davis, give me all three of these. Rebels shot 51% from the field. They go on to win 91-83 as Ole Miss advances. And the NIT, they will face either Syracuse or UNC Greensboro. They will find that out tomorrow. Well, the NCAA women's basketball tournament tips off this weekend. Mississippi State will be hosting in Starkville, as you well know. You'll see the Bulldogs at 1:30 p.m. taking on Troy. These games will be on the ESPN family of networks. More than likely, if you can't get to the hump, if you're in our viewing area, you should be able to get Mississippi State-Troy on ESPN2. But we haven't been able to confirm that through ESPN as of right now. But we'll have much more on the Bulldogs throughout the week on WCBI Sports. Well, have you had a chance to fill out your bracket? The first four already started tonight. You got Kansas State and Wake Forest going on right now. Mount St. Mary's already defeated a pretty tough New Orleans team. So you want some tips to fill out your bracket? We got you covered. Make sure you fill out your bracket online, by the way, on our website at WCBI.com with our men's and women's bracket contests. Plenty of great prizes to be had in those contests. Your second tip going into your bracket picks, pick a blue blood, blue in apostrophe, or quotation marks, I should say, because 12 of the last 13 national champions have had blue as one of their colors in their color scheme. It's Villanova, Duke, UConn, North Carolina, Kansas, and Florida. See, not all this is scientific. The only team to win without blue, that was Louisville in the late 2000s, early 2010s. So if you're trying to find a step up or a tip on picking your national champion, pick a team with blue in the color scheme. We'll have more bracket tips leading up to Thursday. Let's hit the diamond. It was chilly at Dudy Noble. Chilly everywhere in Mississippi. The Bulldogs were taking on Arkansas Pine Bluff. And yes, that is Jake Mangum on the mound. He got the start, and he had a perfect 3 innings. 9 up and 9 down. MSU was cruising early, mainly behind their prowess at the plate. Ryan Gridley, see you later. 3-run shot deposited into the lounge. MSU led 4-0 after one. And in the third, they're up 7-0. Look who's up. Amory's Tanner Poole. Goodbye. That's a solo bomb again going into the left field lounge. MSU again had to sweat it out late. They do it in ninth innings a lot, but they do win 11-8. They're now 12-6 overall. They will begin SEC play this weekend at Arkansas. To the coast we go. Ole Miss playing in Biloxi at MGM Park, their first game on the Gulf Coast since 1911, and Ryan Rollison was working. Strikeouts here, and they're looking good. Ole Miss doesn't have the lead yet, but they would get the lead a little bit later. Here's New Hope's Will Golson going back up the box. That would be an infield hit, and it would be a good thing that he got on because guess who's up? It would be Tate Blackman, and this ball goes so far it actually goes out of focus. 2-run shot for Blackman into left. Ole Miss would go on to get the win over Nichols, 5-0. They are 12-5 overall. They also begin SEC play this weekend. And lastly, to softball, ICC hosting Northeastern a doubleheader. How about former East Webster Wolverine Mamie Hollenhead? A grand slam to left. Look at her excitement as she leaps onto the dish. Yes, Indians led 4-0. Kasu's Cartley Mills pitched well in Game 1. And ICC would actually get the sweep, winning 5-3 in Game 1 and 9-6 in Game 2. They're now a top 10 team in softball. That's it for sports. We'll get a last look at your forecast when we come back.
Cold tonight, cold tomorrow night. That's the theme right now. 53 though Thursday, a little moderation. The luck of the Irish with us on Friday, St. Patrick's Day, pushing into the upper 60s. Warmer for the weekend and warm again next week too. So the warm up just a few days away.
Yeah, quite the swing. Upper 60s this weekend.
Just hold on. It's a roller coaster ride.
All right, Keith, thank you. Have a great night.